Welcome to Ponytails and Peptalks, the podcast where blowouts, breakdowns, and breakthroughs are a weekly discussion. I'm your host, ReJeania. For over 3 decades, I've been behind the salon chair as a stylist, an owner, and yes, your favorite unlicensed therapist. I have heard it all. The tears, the triumphs, the you won't believe what just happened stories from courageous women overcoming incredible obstacles. So let's meet one of them right now on Ponytails and Peptalks. Welcome back to Ponytails and Peptalks. Today I have a really exciting show for you. I am excited that 3 other hairstylists are joining me today, and we're going to let you inside the mind of a stylist. I want you guys to introduce yourself and then tell me how many years that y'all have been doing hair.
Hey, my name is Veronica, and I've been doing hair for 14 years.
Hi, I'm Alicia, and I've been doing hair for 7 years.
My name is Becky, and I've been doing hair for 25 years.
Great. And I'm ReJeania. I've been doing hair for 34 years this year. So, guys, one of the things that's well known is that for whatever reason, when clients sit in our chair, they literally, their mouth opens and they tell us things that they don't even tell their best friend half the time. What is your take on why you think people do that?
I think it's because it's that idea that you're within that 12-inch bubble around them. And I think that, and sometimes you're in this space, they trust you to, do whatever you're doing to their hair, and it kind of gives them that, it brings their guard down and they trust you. So, you know, and you're someone who they are probably like, well, they don't know my best friend. They're never going to backstab me and tell someone else what I'm about to tell them. Like, I feel like I'm in a safe place and, this person seems like they care about me. And so they feel safe and they want to share, they want to feel heard. Maybe they don't feel heard from their family and their friends, and they might from you.
That's true, because you're giving them individual attention. And nobody gets that during the day usually. So you're one-on-one. You're in their space. You're listening to everything that they have to say, just like you said. And we're one of the very few industries left that actually has human touch. And I think human touch also opens up that place of, people willing to open up to us and build that trust.
I actually was talking to someone just earlier this week about that, about like how sometimes you don't even think about it, about like older people, their spouse has passed away or whatever, or they're in their house and they don't talk to anybody for weeks or days at a time, and nobody has given them a hug or nobody has asked them how they're doing. And so we have a license to do that. And so when they sit in our chair, they feel loved and they feel cherished and they feel beautiful and they feel welcomed. And so I think that that is something that is really kind of powerful that we do with our license and things like that. And so it's something that I never take for granted. It's one of my favorite parts of being in the industry.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think because of all these confessions or whatever, I just wonder, have any of you had to keep a really straight face as if someone is actually confessing some things to you? Have you been shocked by some of the things that they say?
Oh
Yeah.
boy. Yeah.
I think like a couple months into having my license, I had a spouse tell me that her husband was coming back from a deployment and she had opened all these credit cards while he was gone. And she had put them thousands and thousands of dollars into debt and had these credit cards going to her mom's house and all of this stuff. And I was like, oh girl, you in trouble. You in trouble, girl.
Exactly.
But I was like, oh my gosh, really? Okay. It was a lot.
Oh my God.
And it was like she needed to tell somebody. So you're the safe person to tell.
It's like a confessional. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
And Veronica, you had something?
Oh gosh, I mean, I've had people tell me that their family members are in prison and what they did to get there. I've had people tell me first that they're pregnant and hey, you're doing my mom's hair next week. You can't tell her. I haven't told her yet. I'm like,
Yes.
thank you for putting that on. Like, and by next time, I hope that you told her because she's going to tell me that she now knows, and I'm going to have to act like you're going to have to tell me if I'm
Like you don't know.
allowed to act like I know or if I'm not allowed to act like I know by your next appointment, please. It's yeah, lots of
Hmm.
patience.
Yeah, I've had clients, same thing, tell me the craziest things. I actually had a client that was telling me how he cheats on his wife whenever he goes out of town, and and
Uh,
she just gets upset. He just doesn't understand, where
oh,
he's just talking to this lady, and his wife gets upset, and then he's like, well, and then sometimes it goes more than that, and I'm thinking these are things I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear that. No, thank
yeah.
you. So
I don't want to feel responsible for knowing.
Right.
exactly. Don't want to feel
Yeah.
responsible. At one
Um,
time I had a teenage daughter and a mom, and I would have the teenage daughter ask me sexual things or talk to me and tell me what she's doing for the weekend when her mom goes out of town, and and things like
Oh,
that. And then I'm doing mom's hair the next afternoon, and you're like, where does that responsibility lie
yeah.
between holding their secrets but telling mom that, hey, you may want to kind of hang around the house a little more than what you
don't
planned
go
on
out of
this
town.
weekend. Yeah, don't really go out
Yeah.
of town this weekend, might not be a good idea.
Yeah.
So it kind of puts you in a rough spot sometimes. So
It definitely has. I think that sometimes you're saddled with stuff, especially if you do the mom's hair, the friend's hair, everybody, and it's like, this just sounds like if I don't say something, it's kind of a morality problem. And
yes.
like they kind of like put that on you. It's like, I didn't ask for that. You know, don't
That's
make me
it.
part of this.
Exactly. So, what do clients do to their own hair that absolutely drives you crazy?
Bangs.
I
Bangs.
was gonna say
Bangs.
I was waiting to see who was gonna say bangs first.
Bangs. Hmm.
Bangs,
Yeah, I actually had to
definitely.
stop. I heard one of the other clients in the salon who was not mine, but she was going to a different stylist because we had to reschedule her around, and she's kind of going through something at this time, and all I hear is the word, maybe I should get bangs. I said, no, you're not getting bangs.
Exactly.
I'm
No, no,
making
no,
the
no, no.
decision for you. No bangs, not for what you're going through right now. You
We
need
all know what
a new
happens.
puppy or something, not bangs.
Yep.
Yes, yes, yeah.
Exactly. And then they miss
Yeah,
parts of
bangs
them,
and
and they
box
don't get
color.
all of them in there. Then this part's too short, and yeah, it's not fun
Oh,
to
the best
fix.
part is
I
when they
love though they
say, I
usually do
tried to copy
confess.
just what you did.
Right. Yeah,
I
exactly.
didn't think you'd notice.
Right. I did think
Yeah.
you noticed. Or
Can you tell?
before you notice, I just let you know I tried to cut them
Yeah.
myself.
I just need to tell you
Yeah.
something.
Exactly. And then I've had the clients that were like, I'm sorry I was so late coming in. I ran and grabbed that temporary stuff. Is it going to mess anything up? I'm like,
Yep.
yes, it is. It's like, please don't do that. I'd rather not. So, but trying to convince them of that isn't always, they won't do it because they see the gray, they miss their opportunity to get in, and they want to do something. So, what is each one of you's specialty behind the chair? What makes you stand out?
Well, for me, I have learned to say no to the things I'm not good at and don't want to do, and don't feel the best at. So I've tried to get my education in things like extensions specifically and
Hmm.
dimensional blonding specifically. And I really try to focus on like those two things and they go well together. Usually I like to bundle that kind of as a big blow up package for a client, and if you want to talk about transformation, that would usually do it. Usually helps with the retention and makes them happy, makes me happy, and I feel like I'm my best at that.
That's really a huge thing because that took me many years to learn that because
Yeah.
I'm one of those, yeah, I can do anything, just bring it in, I'll do it, or whatever. But there are a few things I just don't like to do. And when you don't like to do it, it makes it even harder, to want to do it. So it's okay to say no. And because it's
Mhm.
not your thing. And if you can get someone else in the salon or, some say, you know what, they're way better at the short pixie cuts than I am. And I would, rather you step over there and, and just be a big girl about it. Cause there's enough people to go
Mhm.
around and it's more
Yeah.
about what's going to look better for them. So,
You have to learn though. And sometimes it doesn't come easy as a stylist, like being able to tell your clients like, no, I'm not great at that, but I know who someone who is, right? And
right.
so being able to like say this person is better at that than me, I think it takes a lot of lessons of screwing up
Does.
over and over and over, and then you're finally like, "Oh my, what am I doing? I'm just
Right.
I'm just making, mistake after mistake after mistake instead of being like, "Hey, guess what? This person over here, she's great at this. Like go see her. She would love to have you." So,
It is. I think it's better to have the reputation that, you know what, hey, she's real honest with you. If she can't do it, she'll
yep,
send you to someone that can, rather than she said she could do it and now it looks like crap. Way
right.
better. Way
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
What is one word that your clients use that make you nervous? I know
Ooh.
for me, I found this on Pinterest, and it's usually photoshopped. So,
Mhm. I know this is AI, but I know I can't get to this color, but this is what I would like. Okay,
right.
well, you can't get there, so let's buy a wig.
Exactly. Have you ever fired a client and how did that go?
Hmm.
Veronica, we were saying if you ever fired a client and how did that
Hell
go?
yeah.
Mm.
As in a client. Well, one of them I fired for not respecting my health, and one we fired for discriminating against an assistant and disrespecting an assistant and some verbal name calling. And we fire some that are just repeat offenders, just always rescheduling. They're hard to clients and
Yes.
it's like the people that don't. You give them the most grace. Oh, they're sick, they're this, they're that. We went without charging them 5 times, and you charge them the one time, and they just blow up at you. Okay, you're fired. I'm sorry. I give you more grace than I gave
Yes.
anyone else ever, and you treated me like crap. So, blessed release.
Same thing. Might have been, yeah, a lot of the same things. Disrespect for you as a stylist, and same thing. Repeat offenders that just consistently miss their appointments or consistently late or just rude, just absolutely rude. So, what was the funniest moment with a client that you've had?
Every day.
One for me. I
Oh yeah, I
every
was gonna
day.
say
Well,
yeah,
I had
yeah.
a client that I was doing her hair actually for the first time. She had quite the personality, and I know Alicia might remember her. She was became a very good friend. Her name was Phyllis, and I'm cutting her hair, and it was the second time, and she decided that she wanted this whole new haircut. She's like, I want it really short on the sides, like taper it down, and do all this really short around the ears. And her hair was probably my length. And so I pull the hair out of the way and I go to cut down through here. And all this hair right here just started unfolding and standing straight out. And I'm like, oh, cute. Yeah. And she's like, what? And I don't know. I cut this hair. I said, it is just unfolding and standing straight out. And I'm thinking, oh gosh, she's gonna have a fit, or we're gonna have to cut it off. She starts dying off laughing. She goes, oh yeah, that's why I don't wear it like that anymore. That happened one time before. And I'm like,
Oh my god.
thanks for telling me that. Honestly, after that, she became one of my very best friends. We spent so much time together after that, and we laughed about that forever. But it was horrifying to me because I'm sitting here watching this hair just sprout out and stand straight up, and I'm thinking, "Oh God, what am I going to do?" And then, thankfully, she laughed. So, About a month ago, I did kind of go online and ask, some people that we were going to do this. Is there a question or so that you would, like to know? And one of the questions that several people asked actually was, do y'all really remember from appointment to appointment what we've told y'all and about ourselves, or do you just fake it and try to figure it out? What is y'all's answer to that?
I really do try to remember, and if I don't, I feel really bad. Well, especially if it's a regular, and it's
Yeah.
someone that I'm like, man, but you told me last time what you were doing. You do
Yeah.
part your
Right.
hair here and not here, like I do try to remember. If I can't remember kids' names, at least their ages or whatever. Like we don't.
Yeah.
I think that you don't get very far being fake.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I
Mhm.
mean,
So I,
especially if there's like a major life event happening
exactly.
in
Yeah.
between the
I
time that they
usually.
see you to that time, like their kids getting married or they're
Uh-huh.
having a baby or something like that, or they're having their first grandchild born or something. Like I feel like it's it's really hard to fake that. And
Yeah.
so to set
And they can
yourself
sniff out that
apart
too.
from yeah, and to set yourself apart from other stylists, like you really have to be invested in in your clients because I mean you can
You
swing a
do.
cat and hit another hair salon. So
Mm-hmm.
so I mean
Yeah.
you really want to make those people feel like they're listened and they're loved and valued and
Mm-hmm.
their time with us is important. And so I really try hard. I mean it's a little different for me because I'm not behind the chair every single solitary day,
Mhm.
and so the clients that I do have stuck with me. And so it is really, really that much more important for me
Uh-huh.
to remember things about what's going on in their lives day to day. So
It happens like when I see them too. Like I'll be out for dinner and I'd be talking about to a client about something, and I'll be sitting at dinner and be like, "Oh, my client was just telling me about this," or "Oh, I bet she would love this chicken enchilada on this restaurant," or and so I do actually like it. And then
Mhm.
and then I'm like, "But who was I talking to?" Ah, and as soon as I see them come in the salon, then I remember everything right away. How was your vacation? What was this? Didn't we talk about
Mm-hmm.
this? Oh, by the way, I found some amazing
yeah.
chicken enchiladas you'd want to try.
And I do love the little
Yeah.
meme or whatever that I saw going around at one time because we're all guilty. It's like I can remember that your sister's having a baby in February. I can remember that your son's getting married in Hawaii. I can, remember what you told me you ate for dinner last week, but I will not remember what side you part your hair on. I mean, it just
Constantly
It's
ask.
the mirror.
Constantly.
I
It
know,
throws us
constantly
off.
ask.
The past couple of years, like everybody's been trying to center their part, and I'm like, dude, I
Yeah,
swear to God, you told me you were trying to center your part last time. Don't
Yeah.
gaslight me into thinking it's that's over
I
here
know.
by intentionally. Like, come on, we were
Right.
trying to center.
Or the
Yep.
fact that when we're blow drying it and styling it, we can push it whichever direction we want to go most of the time.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
we're like, well, yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
working fine this way. They're like, yeah,
Like,
I would
stop
put
it.
it to this side.
Yeah.
I know.
My favorite
They
is when they
don't.
tell you they start it here, but it ends over here, or like it's like this,
Yeah. Or like the
Right.
or
Yeah.
it's like
yep.
totally across their head in
Exactly.
a totally different direction, and you're like, wait, what? How did, what?
Right, because it really would look better on the other side. They just haven't figured that out yet. Well, one thing that I don't think people do realize is how much energy in a day that it takes for us to listen to them, to empathize with them. All the while we're creating their formula, we're thinking about their haircut. So we're concentrating on, two or three different things at one time. And then that client leaves and we start the whole process over again. Now this client is in front of us. We've, closed out, the time with that client, starting with the next one. With the new conversations, the cycle, starts again and the repeats. How do you protect your heart and energy after a long day of interacting with your clients?
Well, it kind of goes back to whether you fired some. Um, there were some that I just couldn't do with anymore. Um,
Right.
they were they were impacting. I mean, I don't know if using the term emotional vampire is a nice way
Yes.
to put it, but they a couple of my clients who are like counselors or therapists, they do like what your experience is, kind of like a soft version of nurses and first responders. vicarious trauma. These people are trauma dumping on you. You're mad at
Yes.
absorbing it, and then you don't have a way to throw it up before you get home, and then the next person comes in with completely different energy, and then you're double booked, and you're both sitting together. Well, now you got to be this person for this person, and happy for them, so that's sad for them. And then at the
Yeah.
end of the day, you're like screaming in the car on the way home. And I think I realized, you needed to either maybe book people on certain days, maybe not book this person anymore, and then we have to like kind of take a beat, be like, okay, am I feeling agitated on the way home? Because how I feel on the way home is going to kind of be how I'll be at home, and I'll be like, okay, I'm going to crack open that bottle of wine, and I'm just like, okay, maybe not great for that. Maybe don't snap at the family. Maybe
Yeah.
Right.
tell them what
Yeah. Yeah.
happened or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
It was a big lesson in self awareness. I think just like being like, okay, I'm not really feeling this way. This crap, I didn't ask for this crap on me, but I do
That's
have to
right.
eat it all.
I think when I first got behind the chair, everything felt overwhelming in general, like making sure I stayed on time, making sure I mixed right, I formulated correctly.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
when everyone was talking about their problems and going over things with me or just their life in general, it was like, can I keep up with this? Can I keep up with this? Like, it was just like everything was overwhelming to where they did bother me. And I feel like once I realized that I'm there to do my job, I'm there for someone, it's nothing is about me. It's really just how do I make them feel at the end of the appointment? Like, do I want to come back to me?
Right.
How am I behind the chair? Now I just kind of I just listen. I mean, I feel like I listen, I'm
Yeah.
supportive, and I don't come home super stressed at the end of the day about it or feel like all of that's on me, because really I know that usually people just need an outlet, and they want to talk to somebody, and if I'm just someone that listens and makes them
Mhm.
feel beautiful, then I'm fine with that too.
Yeah, they're like, oh, hairdressers, they talk so much. What they don't realize is we listen a lot more
Yeah.
than what we
Mm-hmm.
actually talk.
They project a lot onto you too.
They do.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Yeah.
they're like, oh, you're just like me. And I'm like, no.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
no,
No,
I'm not.
no, I'm not just like you. I feel like Alicia's really good at that regulation, though. I feel like
Yeah. Yeah.
she never, at least on the outside, you
Mhm.
never are like up and down when you get off of work. Like I could pretty much expect which version of Alicia I'm gonna get from day to day, and
Yeah.
she'd
Yeah.
be pretty
Physical level.
within the here. If you
Yeah.
Exactly.
if you ask my boyfriend, it might be here, depending on how the day went. Alicia regulates better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, do you guys feel being a stylist is more of a calling with a purpose than a job?
Yep, it has to pay
100%.
the bills, but
Yeah.
if you're crappy at it and you think it's a job, that your clients will feel like it's a job, and they're going to find somebody else. And
Yep.
Yeah,
especially
they'll feel
now,
like a number. They'll just feel like a
they're going to find
number.
somebody else.
Hmm.
Yeah.
If you want
Yeah.
to be a number, go
Exactly.
to, I shouldn't like name drop, but franchises
Yeah.
franchises that are
I
meant for
know
numbers.
what you're gonna say.
Yeah.
Yes,
I
Yeah.
think would be the
exactly.
best. Franchises that are meant for numbers are for that. They're for people who want to get in, get out. They don't care who they get. That's for people who spend money and time with us.
Right.
Yeah.
They do want a relationship, and they are gonna snip out the BS.
Mm-hmm.
100%. You're not taking that.
Well, ladies, this has been super fun. And I hope listeners out there got to see a little peek into our world and learn something that they didn't know. Behind every style is a story. And today we are reminded just how powerful the salon chair really is. Until next week, remember you are seen, you are heard, and you are more beautiful than you believe. Like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you guys next week.